What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Izzy's Retro Video Game Reviews. Man, I have been having a lot of fun making these episodes, and obviously the feedback that I get is unbelievable, remarkable, man. I can't thank you guys enough for your positive feedback and constant encouragement to keep making these. So that is what I'm going to do. So today we are going to get into one of my absolute favorite retro video games, and we're going to be talking about Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm going to cover all of the Versus series, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel superheroes, all of that in future episodes, so don't worry. But I thought I would start off my coverage by going with my favorite of the Marvel vs. Capcom series, and that is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It is an absolute classic. I cannot say enough about it. Oh man, you had everybody in there. You had all the X-Men, all the Street Fighter characters, Spider-Man, Mega Man, just a who's who of video game icons were in there, and all just beating the crap out of each other, man. So I remember playing my first introduction with it was my friend Steven. I know I keep mentioning him a lot in these videos, but he opened the door for my brother and myself to play a lot of these games that we didn't have access to at the time. So he had a ported Sega Dreamcast, and he had the Japanese version of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And as usual, when he wasn't using it, he lent it to us to play on the weekend. And I remember just going through that, and the base roster at the time was very scarce, so you had to kind of pick and choose your teams wisely. But as you go through the game and you keep beating it, and you unlock fight currency to unlock all these characters, there were like 56 in total, but you only started out with 12. So it's like, who the hell do you pick? When everything, you got like a little bit of the character selection screen, but then the rest of it is all question marks. So, and then when you find, like, you beat the game maybe like 5-6 times with the same team, when you find your group with the base roster. When you find your group with the base roster, you beat the game like 5 or 6 times, so that way you can unlock multiple fighters at the same time, and then you know who you want, so that way you can unlock them and just beat the game and unlock the rest of the characters. So for me, my thing was all about unlocking. Cable was already there, I believe. So my thing was to unlock Ken and Jin, because they were two of my favorite characters from the first game. I know Ken wasn't playable, all the way playable in the first game. He was just like an assist character. So you would have your base character if you were playing like one-on-one mode in the first game, and then you would have your then if you were playing like crossover mode, you would have like your duo. But he was an assist character, so all he was able to do was give you an assist, and then he would like disappear off screen. And that was the majority of the roster. That was the case with the majority of the roster in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. They were assist characters in the first game, but then they became fully playable in the second game, and that's what made it so enjoyable. So my team was Ken, Jin, and Cable. That is my base team. That is my go-to team. The perfect combination of speed and power. If you use them correctly, they can beat just about anybody. And you're gonna need. I feel like it's a must for you to always have Cable on your team in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 because of his super. He has the big he has his, his base pistols and his regular hyper beam, but then when you perform the super, his super hyper beam, that and along with the supers of Ken and Jin with the fist, and then Ken with the Dragon Punch, that does a lot of damage, and you can easily take out not only any team members but any members of whoever you're facing. But you can also take out Abyss, which you're gonna need, especially for that first and third stage. The second stage where he's kind of like this liquid. I kind of just do a cheese tactic and either shoot him with the dual pistols with Cable, or or shoot him with the or use the regular hyper beam and then take him out with the level one a super hyper beam. That's how I beat Abyss. But for your first and third stages where he's like in this in his first stage where he's like in this like bull form, and he has like the powers of Juggernaut, where he can ram you and stuff like that. You can just take him out with level 3 super, and the same thing in the third stage where he's in like this demon form. You can also take him out with a level 3 super using those three characters. But yeah, no. So I just remember, man, my brother and I would play it endlessly, and then when I didn't play it on Dreamcast, but I know when it got all that much, I should say. But when it got ported to PS2, like 3 years later after its initial release on arcades and Sega Dreamcast, I remember me like religiously gonna go looking for a copy and hunting it down. And when I finally hunted it down, man, popped it in my PS2, and me and my brother used to just go at it for hours, man. And he told me a lot about what I know about how I know how to play the game. As far as air combos go, and making sure you keep your opponent off balance and making sure you stay on guard at all times, man. He just taught me so much because he was freaking great at those fighting games. And I'm sure if I played him today, like I said, he grew out of playing video games, but I'm sure if I played him today, we can give each other a run for our money, man. It's always fun playing against him because we're both super competitive, and yeah. So man, like, and then I remember like after the PS2 had gone, had kind of ran its course, and in 2009 they re-released Marvel vs. Capcom 2 as part of the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, where you had Marvel vs. Capcom and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 all in one collection and one bundle on the PlayStation Store. And you can either get it as a bundle or you can download them individually. I don't know why I didn't get the bundle. I just downloaded Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but I still have Marvel vs. Capcom on disc for PS1. So yeah, man, I pop it in every now and then, and I get some nostalgia out of that. But Marvel vs. Capcom 2, when they re-released it, man, I had to jump on it, man. And this time around, when you bought it, they re-released it with all the characters already unlocked and all their alternative costumes. So they saved you the headache of having to go through all the trouble again and and to unlock all the characters. But if I had to, I would do it all again because that's what it's about. That's the experience. But yeah, and like I did a video not too long ago about the arcade one-up machine. I wasn't able to get my hands on one of those, one of the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 arcade one-up machines. But I definitely, if I'm gonna start looking again to see if it's still around and how easy it is to get. Because if it is easy to get, I will get my hands on it, man. And I just want to play it, man. Yeah, I love Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like I said, it's one of my all-time favorite, not just fighting games, but games in general. And let me know what your thoughts are on Marvel vs. Capcom 2 down in the comments, man. Uh, anyway, that's gonna do it for this episode of Izzy's Retro Video Game Reviews. Like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss a video. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.